How in the hell are we allowing this to happen in schools in America? Specifically, an elementary school in Indiana, an elementary school where teachers were injured after being shot with plastic pellets, execution style, during an active shooter drill. Jason, this is absolutely insane. And that's why in this video, I kind of want to talk about the larger fear-mongering aspect of this. But let's just get to this story first. What happened here, Jason? This makes absolutely no sense at all.
Most of the active shooter drills that they do in America, unfortunately, make absolutely no sense because they don't actually train you to fight back against somebody, to take action, to, try to save your own life. As with this case, what they did is they had 4 teachers. They said, hey, come on over here. Let's huddle up in the corner together. Let's huddle up. And then they, execution style, from feet away, hit them with soft rounds. They are quoted as soft rounds in this. Now, the teachers...
I'm reading here, bruises, welts, and in some instances, bloody and broken skin. Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, let's just get to their tweet before we read anything from the article. During an active shooter drill, 4 teachers at a time. So it wasn't just 4 teachers once. Like 4 teachers got it, and then they were like, hey guys, maybe you shouldn't be shooting us in the back with the equivalents of paintballs. Anybody out there who's been paintballing knows it doesn't tickle when you get hit with a paintball.
No, especially up close, execution style. Like you could seriously injure someone, like really bad. Like they shot. I've been like shot with them just playing. Just playing around with my cousins. I also been shot with the ones that the police use. They leave huge welts. Like I got shot here. I'm lucky it didn't take my nuts off, but literally I got shot in the thighs. Huge bruise all around my thighs. It was yellow, purple, blue for weeks on end. Sorry, Jason, go ahead.
No. So again, taken into a room, told to crouch down, and were shot execution style with some sort of projectiles, resulting in injuries to the extent that welts appeared and blood was drawn. Now,
the teachers were instructed not to tell the others what happened inside the room as more teachers were being brought in there. Go ahead, Jason.
Folks, I just want to let everybody know that they weren't pledging a fraternity. This isn't hidden camera footage of hazing. This is what's going on in America. Let me ask
Other teachers waiting outside the room could hear screaming from inside before they were brought into the room and shot at. Go ahead.
But again, listen, that shows the sheep-like mentality of our culture. They're thinking to themselves, well, they're screaming for realism because we're doing this drill. They don't understand that they're actually getting shot. And let me say this. These active shooter drills are happening all around the country. I live in a very rural area in upstate New York. My kids, my nieces, I take care of them. They are now 8 and 9, and they had a drill, Luke, this year where they're on the first floor, okay? I want to make that clear. This is not a 2-story school. There are windows on the first floor. They are waist high when I walk by, maybe 2 or 3 feet off the ground, everywhere, surrounding, okay? Outside of these schools is a neighborhood. 100 yards away, there are several houses. Across the street is the Boys and Girls Club that they go to after that is a large facility. That's maybe not even a football field away. What do they train these kids to do? When I found out, Luke, I freaked out. I really got very angry, and I looked at both of the kids, and I said, they told you to do what? They told us to huddle in a ball together in the corner and to try to be quiet and close the doors and lock them, barricade them. I said, you listen to me. If that ever happens and that is real, I go, those windows are very short. I go, you jump off the couch all the time, don't you? And they're like, yep. You jump off the bed all the time, don't you? Yep. I go, you go out that window and you run as fast as you can to the nearest house and you bang on the door until you can call me or your mother, and we get there. And people have to realize, in the Parkland shooting, the ROTC kids are the only ones that took real action not to be killed. What did they do? They took what they had as, curtains that were actually bulletproof. And they lined the doors. They blocked the doors. They did that. And then they took blunt instruments as weapons in case someone did come in. They were prepared to take action. Why are we training people to get into corners and huddle and be quiet and lay as sitting ducks?
Yeah, well, this is indoctrination and fear-mongering in many extreme levels. We have to understand this is also organized not by the schools. This is organized with local law enforcement. The law enforcement in this specific case is the White County Sheriff's Department that organized this drill. And again, it's absolutely ridiculous because, again, it teaches young kids, believe in authority. Don't defend yourself. You're helpless. There's guns. They're very dangerous. Be very scared of everything. Be terrified of everything. Go in a ball and just hide. When in reality, none of this needs to happen. I mean, this is ridiculous because if you look at the actual kind of statistics, the chances of someone dying in a mass shootings, they're insanely low. Yes, they're tragic. Yes, they're horrible. Yes, they should be prevented at all costs. But these trainings, I believe, are counterintuitive to that, as you described, Jason, but you have a 0.0012% chance of dying in a mass shooting. Not even a school shooting, a mass shooting. The percentages in a school shooting are even lower than that. On average, 27 people die in mass shootings each year, and around 15,000 people die of murders each year in the United States. Now, compare that to, of course, automobiles. 38,000 people are killed in car accidents each year. Those numbers are far beyond these numbers, and we have to understand 15,000 people die. That's not people just shooting random people. That's not just crazy people. That's not lunatics. It's predominantly gang-on-gang violence, which people don't want to talk about, with other criminals shooting other criminals and police officers shooting criminals. Those are the majority of deaths that happen from homicides that are documented in this country. More people die in bathtubs than, of course, terrorism. But yet we're still spending so much money on the war on terror, which, again, is based on absolute lies. When in the United States, you wouldn't know this if you're watching the mainstream media. The mainstream media wants to have you in a perpetual state of fear. They want your kids in a perpetual state of fear, a victim, someone who always needs someone else to help them. Because why? That's the perfect way to get someone to depend on you. This is the main kind of indoctrination ideology, not only in public schools, but also on the mainstream media. And you see that with the fear mongering, and they'll never tell you these facts by the Pew Research Center that talks about how violent crimes and murders have dropped significantly. Jason, show some of the articles here, show some of the charts here. They're absolutely incredible. How much violent crimes, how much murders have gone down tremendously. And this is going down because, again, things are getting better, but you wouldn't believe that. Things are getting safer, but you wouldn't believe that. Things are not as bad as they are, but you wouldn't believe that because that doesn't sell. That's not part of the marketing. That's not part of the attitude that's going to have willful slaves, victims saying, Big Daddy government, come in, do everything for me. You are my savior. I will give you my money, extort me, treat me like you want. Big Daddy, old government, screw that mentality. And this, to me, is perpetuating that in so many different ways. That's my take on it. What about you, Jason? What do you think? What's your last kind of takeaway from everything I said and this story?
Once again, you need to rely on yourself, not a government program, and especially one that would have you cower in fear and then take fatal shots from feet away, not imagination-led shots, actual pellets, soft pellets. Like, it's insane we've gotten to this level that they are in our school systems and that teachers are allowing this to happen. If I were them, I would take part in a class action lawsuit, not only against the school itself, but the district that allows this and the company that works with law enforcement that would do this. Listen, we need, if we're going to actually defend this stuff, Luke, we need a real, comprehensive solution and not something that is based in fear-mongering and, once again, not reality. You're never going to save a life cowering in a corner and waiting to be shot.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You're not going to see what's going on. You're not going to be to prepared. Obviously, remaining calm and being in those situations is very, very difficult. But I mean, there's a reason they don't teach people how to meditate, how to deal with problems in public school. There's a reason They teach you to be a victim, and that's an ideology. That's something I totally disagree with. This is a bigger kind of agenda that I see portrayed the mainstream media. This is something we're totally against. And if you're against it too, make sure you share this video. You vote with your dollar, you vote with your clicks, and support independent media on wearechange.org/donate. We couldn't do it if it wasn't for you. That's why I love you guys. Thank you again so much for watching. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.